Welcome to the next episode of Marriage, Mess, and Margaritas. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Jessica.
And I'm Alicia. And yes, we're actually drinking margaritas while recording this. Because how else would you talk about life, marriage, and chaos?
This podcast is our happy hour therapy. Just 3 women, 3 different stories, and a whole lot of real talk. No filters, no perfect Pinterest mom energy, just the mess.
We're all married, most days happily. And between the laundry piles, carpool lines, and late night what even is life convos, we realized we can't be the only ones needing a space like this.
So welcome. Whether you're married, single, mom and heart, or just here for the margs, we're glad you're listening.
Each week, we'll pour a drink and dive into real conversations. Relationships, mental health, mom fails, friendship, body image, intimacy, you name it.
And don't worry, there'll be plenty of laughs, oversharing, and probably a few spicy takes.
We'll also share listener stories, answer your questions, and maybe cry into our drinks once or twice. But it's all love here.
So grab a margarita, settle in, and let's kick off this beautifully messy ride together.
Welcome to Marriage, Mess, and Margaritas.
Let the chaos begin.
Welcome back to another week of Marriage, Mess, and Margaritas, where the drinks are strong and the marriages are, well, a work in progress.
Isn't that the truth? I'm currently trying to speak my husband's love language without rolling my eyes.
This week, we're breaking down the 5 love languages, and not just what they are, but how to actually make them work in real life. Because saying I'm a quality time person and then scrolling your phone the whole date, yeah, that's not it. Before we get too deep in the conversation, let's talk about what's in our glasses today. We're sipping on a rose margarita. It's floral, it's romantic, and a little unexpected. Honestly, it feels kind of perfect for a love language conversation because sometimes love shows up in ways you don't expect. So grab your rose margarita and let's decode the 5 ways to say I love you for real life.
Okay, let's do a quick refresher. The 5 love languages, according to Gary Chapman, are number 1, words of affirmation, 2, acts of service, 3, receiving gifts, 4, quality time, or 5, physical touch.
So what's your love language, Jess?
I feel like it has changed some. I feel like before it was, I feel like you can you have a mix of them?
I think you can definitely.
I have not read the book, to be totally honest with you guys.
Okay.
Since you guys have both read the book, can you have a mix of them?
Yes.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me,
You have taken the quiz, right?
yes, I've taken the quiz. And the quiz came back as words of affirmation, I'm almost positive. And I think back when our kids were little, I think I liked more acts of service, which I still do. And I feel like me and Nick do, the housework and all that stuff as a team. But I think I really was into acts of service when my kids were little. Mm-hmm. And now I think it's more words of affirmation. Quality time has always been a big one for me. And physical touch, of course. Who doesn't love physical touch?
Okay, so I know you hate to just pick one.
Oh my goodness. My highest
You literally
one,
just picked all 5.
I know. I don't like receiving gifts, I'll be totally honest. I like giving gifts.
Yes, that's me too. I do.
So
I like
would not pick that.
small gifts that mean something, but that's not my big go-to.
Okay, I would have to say words of affirmation.
Okay. What about you, Alicia?
My love language is definitely acts of service.
Okay. Do you have like a secondary?
Probably quality time second, but acts of service is 90% what I am.
Okay. For me, it used to be physical touch and then quality time. And I think as I have gotten older, I think I've struggled with the way, we actually just talked about this, like how my body has changed getting older. And so I think I struggle with that. And so those words of affirmation and compliments,
They mean more.
they mean more to me as I've gotten older. So physical touch is definitely still my number 1, and it always has been.
Got it.
What was yours?
I was just looking it up when I did the test, and it was actually acts of service and words of affirmation pretty pretty close.
Pretty close.
But I will say all of mine are pretty close.
Yeah.
So for the top 4 that you were saying that I can't pick one, they're all about 3 points off from each other.
Yeah.
Receiving gifts is the lowest.
Yeah. I think when I took the quiz, I think receiving gifts was like got 1. And it was like the sentimental gifts, like for a party or a birthday or anniversary or something. But, so yes, physical touch is still a big one for me. And then now words of affirmation. What about your husbands? What do you think their love language are?
You go first, Alicia.
Mine is he's kind of mixed there. He likes words of affirmation, and he likes physical touch.
I would say Nick's is physical touch and receiving gifts.
Yeah. Taylor's is quality time and then physical touch. So I think when you have like that similarity in those top 2.
But I think for men, a lot of them are going to be physical touch. Because for men, that is such...
So
not that it's more important than for us, but for them, that is one of their love languages, I feel like.
Yes.
I think words of affirmation for a man goes a lot further than anything else.
I could see
That
both
is true,
of those.
yeah.
And yours was words of affirmation?
Yeah, he likes words of affirmation.
For you though too?
No, not at all.
Oh, what was yours?
Not at all.
Just acts of service.
Acts of service. Okay,
That's-
so you and
yeah.
Matt are total opposites.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't need you to tell me I love you. I would prefer you to show it to me by helping me out, by doing something for me. I don't need gifts either. But I do like quality time spending with people.
Do you ever feel like, because y'all are so opposite, so like me and Taylor have at least one that's in common. I think, Jess, you and Nick have one that's in common. Do you think because you and Matt, y'all's top 2 are not, there's not one similar, do you feel like that's ever caused issues in how you've loved each other and filled each other's love tank?
I think it caused issues with understanding that we loved each other. We never not loved each other, but we just had to learn how to show love differently than how we were used to receiving it. But we learned that very early, thanks to Gary Chapman.
Yeah.
Did Matt read the book too?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Did Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an easy read.
Well, and I think, like, last week we were talking a little about, like, marriage counseling and stuff, that we kind of had, ours was kind of like a kind of thing. But that was the big thing, was just making sure that we both read that book and kind of understood how to love each other. I actually saw a video, I'll have to send it to y'all, on TikTok maybe? Here it is. Listen to it again.
Your toxic traits are actually the exact opposite of your love languages. So, for example, never asking for help or hyper-independence, toxic trait. Love language, acts of service.
Okay.
Isolation as the toxic trait.
Mm-hmm.
Quality time as the love language. Avoidance as the toxic trait. Physical touch as the love language. I am hyper-independent and I never ask people for help. However, my love language is acts of service.
But I do think...
So then I bring more acts of service.
Everyone always asks.
But I do think back in the day, like, I did avoid situations. Like
What do you mean?
like we talked about last week, how I like come head on. I don't do good with like the waiting and just letting it simmer. And I think because I used to avoid it so much. I don't know. I just thought it was a good video.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But that
makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
All right, so if we
That's
break
okay.
down the 5 love languages, what is an example of words? Well, that's stupid. Because obviously each one is going to be broken down. What's words of affirmation?
Where are you at in here?
The little black thing where it says talk about how love language has changed your state.
Oh,
Share
well,
real life examples of how each one can look different in marriage.
okay. Well, I feel like we kind of talked about how they
I
changed.
agree.
And we talked about you and Matt.
But it's pretty straightforward of what they look like.
Yes. So,
Oh, plus you break them down after.
yeah.
So maybe we don't break it down right now.
Yeah. I guess it's just more so, do you ever feel like it's hard for y'all to sacrifice something that's not your love language to meet their love language.
No.
I don't think so.
You don't ever find it hard.
Mm-mm.
I think for me, sometimes I struggle with quality time, although it used to be high up on my list, and it still is. It's just not in those top 2 anymore. But I do find myself scrolling social media, and maybe it's because social media has become so big over the last couple of years.
That's why you should get rid of it.
That
Just share an account.
Yeah. Right.
okay, so everybody will be like, what happened to
Exactly.
them?
Apparently I didn't know that. I almost got rid of it the other day to see what you guys were going to say to me.
You were so funny.
Probably call you. Jess, are you and Nick okay?
I see you got one Facebook. You know what that means.
But I do feel like Taylor has pointed that out before to me, that I'm always on my phone at certain times. And so I do have to make that conscious effort. That's why I put my phone now on like silent at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I think that's good.
But like even on our date, which we try really hard on dates to not even pull our phones out. But like if we're watching TV or something and one of the kids wakes up, you know, we immediately, the other one that's staying in bed grabs their phone and starts scrolling.
Right.
And so then by the other time, you know, by the time the other person comes back, you're still mid scrolling and you got to finish what you're doing. So
That's
I do.
so easy. It's at
It
your
is.
fingertips.
It is. And so I think I do have to make a conscious effort to put my phone down in order for Taylor's quality time love tank to be filled.
Oh, my language, the way I receive love has never changed. I know when we first started dating, you know, he would come and walk the dogs. And to me, that showed me that he loved me. And I guess it worked.
Yeah. And I could totally see, I do feel like Matt does a lot.
Yeah.
Now, what was Matt's love language again?
I think quality time,
Okay.
and then
You said physical
touch.
Okay.
Yeah, but he does, words of affirmation goes a long way.
For him.
Yeah, but I feel like for most men, you know, that's how the ugly skank can steal your man, because she's whispering
True.
sweet nothings into his ear.
Right.
So I think words of affirmation is important for any man.
I agree with that. I think physical touch is important too, because there are, you know, so many men thrive on that. Usually
Yes.
I feel like when a man starts looking somewhere else, the affirmations have disappeared and the physical touch has like drastically slowed down. And maybe I'm wrong in that, but
No, I just saw something on Facebook about that. Now, he can take this out too. But it wasn't a video. It was like a saying. And it was like, when he goes and he starts cheating, it's someone that's always like, he has no responsibilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to worry about his kids because there's no kids in the marriage, in that relationship. So it said no responsibilities. It said like everything is fun and exciting, which obviously it is. But it was like, so they know, it was like, so it lists all that stuff, and then it was like, so they don't know the true person. All they see is like this fantasy of it's fun and exciting, and there's no responsibilities, and they don't get to see the true person of, you know, sticking through time together and going through life together and raising kids together. And I was like, oh, that is really interesting, because
Yeah.
you don't see that.
you just see the fun and exciting and the no
pretty part, like what you
responsibility.
guys are all saying of
Yeah.
positive words of affirmation of somebody
Yeah.
saying all this nice, wonderful stuff.
Which is what you typically do when you first get with somebody.
That's true. That's true.
And then life gets in the way and you don't have time to stop and say, oh, I really appreciate this.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I will say, with as far as physical touch, Taylor does pretty good with filling my love tank. I always feel a certain way if he walks past me and he doesn't touch my butt.
I agree.
Like,
if
I'm
Nick
like-
walks by when I'm in the kitchen, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I know. Then I like poke it out and I shake it a little bit. I'm like, what are you doing?
But then other times, if I'm so busy, I'm like,
Right? He called me today. Like, if I'm working, he'll call me. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time to talk. This is sweet that you want to chit-chat. And
Right.
it really matters to me, but I'm just too busy for it.
Right.
So, yeah, I could see that, too. And then being busy and running around and then trying to stop you to touch you. And you're like, oh,
But
my
you
gosh.
have to take those moments.
I know. But you know what happens? I give him those moments, and then the house doesn't get clean.
Okay, so since you both have read the book, did you know each other's love languages before you read the book?
I did not.
So you were expressing love differently to each other.
Yes.
What about for you guys?
We did not know them necessarily. But I guess because mine has always been physical touch.
Had you taken the quiz or read the book or anything before?
No, but there was never like a, especially like early on in the relationship and stuff, that physical touch is so prevalent. So yeah, there was never a gap in that. He always filled that tank. And then for him, quality time was number one. And so, I mean, early on, we were inseparable. So I feel like that tank was always full. So by the time we read the book, it was almost like that aha, like, oh, we're already doing it, but now we know we need to continue doing it. So I do think we've talked about intentionality so much in our past episodes, but like it is being intentional and making sure that we're still doing those things.
Do you think you're having to pay attention more now that you guys have all been together for a long time? Or does it just feel like it's so natural? I think for me it's natural, but it's also like I have to be intentional to take the time to do it or to think about it because life does get so busy.
I had to take the time to think about it too because we don't speak the same language.
Does he ever start acting a certain way and it's kind of like that, like, moment of, I probably should.
Should what?
His was what, quality time? I should probably spend some time with him or give him a hug or something. Like, does his mood ever change?
Does his mood change? When his mood changes, he doesn't do my laundry. And then I know he's mad about something.
Is it ever because his love tank is not being filled that he'll stop filling your love tank?
Typically, if he likes quality time and if I'm always on the go, then he kind of feels neglected. Right. And then it's like, well, I can't do I can't wash your scrubs. And I'm just like, hello, I need my scrub washed. And so nobody washes the scrubs, so we have quality time to spend together because nobody's busy doing anything. So then he gets his feel, and then my laundry gets done.
So he kind of has to sometimes force you into stops cleaning your laundry so you stop working.
Yeah.
But sometimes, that's his thing. So sometimes being so blunt about something makes it easy. Where I think Nick and I think we kind of get like a little moody, like, I don't know, whether it's like sexual tension because we have been so busy and on the go, I think we get moody.
Yes, Taylor gets
like
100% moody. Yes.
I think we get moody and frustrated. More, maybe not moody, but maybe like, I think we're more quick to be irritable.
Taylor's sassy. Like, he'll get sassy. Yeah. Like, and it's not playful sassy.
That's a good one.
But he makes it so obvious to you about the laundry, so that's good. Instead of getting in a disagreement because you're being frustrated.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is good, yeah. Do you ever feel like you have to remind him to fill your tank?
No. He's really good at speaking my language.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not so good at speaking his, but it works.
Well, and I think like both of y'all are, you're so aware of what each other are, is. Like, I think that's helpful, and y'all have been together so long. At this point, it's kind of second nature of knowing what each other needs.
Yeah, you think so, but, like with you guys, your love language changed over time. Mm-hmm. Luckily for us, ours hasn't changed. Like, neither one of us, really care about touch. So we don't touch. I mean, we touch, but, we don't have to intentionally hold hands and hug and kiss and all that all the time. So...
While I'm over here like, you better smack my butt.
Yeah.
No, acts of service is so important to you right now that they haven't changed because you still have younger kids? And so many kids that you guys are still parenting?
No, I mean, like I said, my first moment of realizing, like, oh yeah, he really loves me was when he was coming over to walk the dogs at night. So that way we didn't, like
And
me
that's
or
so
my mom
sweet.
didn't have to go out and walk the dogs. Or if I was at work, my mom was home alone, he would go walk the dogs for her.
And even now, like, he takes you to work when you work your night shift. And
If
picks you up.
I need it.
Now,
or
do you
want it.
ask him, or he just is like, hey, let me drive you to work tonight?
I ask, but I'm good about asking for what I want and telling him what my needs are.
Well, and I think your quality time too, and so
Well, that
is
is
his.
quality
Like
time,
yours
that's
is
right.
quality times 2 for you and 1 for him, and
Yeah.
I think him driving you to work, even
It's
though
time
it's
together.
That's
Yeah.
time together, and then that's acts for me. So
Right.
so that's
It's a
why.
win-win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Sometimes what we do to show love isn't what our partners actually receive as love. And it takes practice and humility to shift that.
Yes, absolutely. And let's be honest, it's not always romantic. It's work and it's effort, but it's totally worth it. So here's some real and simple ways to actually speak each other's love languages.
All right, the first one, words of affirmation. You could do a sticky note on the mirror, on his computer, a just because text midday, a voice memo telling them what you appreciate.
Acts of service. Make their coffee without being asked. Take over a chore that they hate. Prep their lunch for the next day. Do their laundry.
Receiving gifts. Buying their favorite candy on your grocery run. Making a playlist just specific for them. And maybe even a thinking of you Amazon find for under $10.
Quality time, uninterrupted conversations after the kids are in bed. Going on a walk with no phone, coffee on the porch before work.
And physical touch. Random hugs in the kitchen, a shoulder squeeze when you pass by, a slap on the butt, holding hands during the movie or while watching TV.
And if you're not sure what your partner's love language is, watch what they do for you. That's usually their giveaway.
At the end of the day, love languages are just one more tool to help us connect. They're not a rule book, but they are a roadmap.
And your partner's language may not come naturally, but when you do make the effort, it shows love in the way they feel it most.
You don't have to be fluent in all 5. You just have to be willing to learn that one that matters most to them.
So take the quiz. We'll attach a link on one of our social posts this week. Talk about it with your partner and maybe bring them a rose margarita while you're at it.
Next week, we're trading roses for chaos because we're diving into parenting styles.
What happens when one of you is the fun parent and the other one's stuck being the bad cop?
We're talking about how to parent as a team, not opponents. It's week 13, parenting on the same page. You won't want to miss it. If this episode hit home, send it to your partner. Bonus points if you both take the quiz and compare results. We'll see y'all next Thursday. So here's to love,
Laughter,
and surviving the mess.
one margarita at a time.
Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and find us on social media. Don't forget to share us with your mom friends who could use a little reminder that none of us have it all together.
Marriage, mess, and margaritas. Life's a mix and it'll never beat us. Raise your glass, it's time to cheer. The wildest stories, you'll hear them here.